Hi there guys, good morning. We're here at a nice local part of the woods where I stay, and I've going to be struggling to get out with the rain. We've had a lot of rain recently, so I kind of opted to come close by. This little place is quite intimate. Some places it's very quiet, and you've got something like this behind you. And you see this this old beech tree here, some size of a beech tree. And if you look over there, it's got this kind of branch coming right out on the left hand side, and it's kind of framing the bottom there, the branches coming out with the colours of yellow and green. And this is a nice yellow and green autumnal specimen, I think. It's a very nice subject for autumn photography, I think. So I'm just going to play about with the camera. The only thing is, I didn't take the lens that I was wanting to take for this shot. I wanted to take a wider lens. I didn't expect to get this shot here. So I've got a 70-200. So I'm way back over there somewhere. I'll just point you to the camera and see you. There we go. There's me over there. That's miles away. Yeah. So that's the only place I can get a decent composition. I've got branches in the way, etc. So I had to fight pack that. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the back of the camera. So there we go, guys, you can look at this picture and you can see where I framed it up, and at the top you can see a lot of light, which I can't really avoid because I like the flow of that branch. So I've got to give a bit of light to this, unfortunately, this picture. But you'll agree it's a fine subject, and it's a big old beech tree. Beech trees are pretty much a common tree in the UK. But yeah, looking at this subject straight away, I like the backlight, and I'm going to adjust accordingly the rest of my settings. So I'm going for f11. There we go. You can see straight away I've not had my histogram on, and what I'm going to do in this case, the ISO, I'm going to have to pump up a little bit because the shutter speed needs to be up quite reasonably high because there is movement on the leaves, etc. So I'm going to probably go for about, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to lower my f-stop, and we'll go for f.8. I don't like to get the ISO too much up, so I'm going to pick the ISO right down, maybe about 800, and I'm going to have to sacrifice the shutter speed. So the shutter speed's going to go, I'll say probably 150 a second. I'll say, yeah, I'll do it. So it's going to position the camera, and I'm trying to get as much in this frame as possible. I'm just going to try to move back a little bit without falling behind this steep hill behind me. There we go. So that's a bit more, just so I can get a bit more foreground or some kind of foreground in this shot. Now I don't like this here coming into the side here, this tree, this young birch tree. So what I'm going to do is move the camera to about there, and I don't like the top there with the light, and that's something that can't be helped because the framing of the image with the right lens, and this is where you can learn here, guys. With the right lens, at least have about 2 lenses in your bag. Don't be like me and try to take out a 70-200 and think that's all you need. A 70-200 is a teleport lens, and it's mainly, it's what it says on the tin, you're looking to get close-up shots. So I'll say at least a 24mm. Or even something wider. Yeah, but framing up this image, it's not bad. It could be worse. If you look at it, it's kind of balanced. The histogram is touching the right hand side, it is clipping, and that's because there's a lot of light breaking through at the top there. But it's perfectly exposed either than that. And what I'm going to do here is focus at the tree, and you can see the tree is absolutely saturated with the rain. I'm just going to manual focus on that. There we go. And take the shot. Yeah, you can see the tree is currently looking really dark with the rain being pelted against it. And sometimes that looks good. Because if you look all around the image, for regards to the image point of view, the tree stands out it gives a contrast to the image, where all around it's all light and green and kind of lush looking. But the top, you can see these highlights are a bit overexposed at the top here. I don't like that too much. So what I'm going to do is, when I get into post-processing, I think I'll drag a radial filter over that and you know, pump up the highlights a bit, just to bring out the detail in these leaves and colour. So yeah, so I've taken one shot. I'm going to take another shot just for just to get as much depth as possible. I'm shooting at f8. It shouldn't really matter too much when you shoot at f8. You should get all what you need to get in. So if I'm focused on the tree, I should get all the tree in. But what I want to do is I want to try to focus in the background there to pick out the finer detail. And the reason why I'm doing that, because if I'm in two minds, if I want to stack this image, or if I want to mainly just use one image, then I've got that option. And that's what's good about photo stacking, it gives you the option. My advice, photo stack every shot. It's quite important to do that, because it's giving you the best option. So if you've taken that picture and you get that printed and you like it, you put it on your wall, you sell it to your uncle, you sell it to your aunt, you sell it to, well, I don't think, would you sell it to your uncle? There's the thing. Okay, you'll sell it commercially maybe, and if you do, looking at it in hindsight, you might think, don't know about that, maybe I should have actually photo stacked that to get more detail on it. And that's where it is, even though the shot is reasonably okay. So it's always good to have two options when you take a photograph. Two shots, focus on the subject and then focus on the background. And if you don't want to merge them together, then all you need to do is keep the one shot. Preferably the one you focus on first, of course. Yeah, I'm going to keep it that, I think. I think I'll keep it at that just now. Hi guys, so I really love this shot here, and it's just these birch trees in the background, and including all this bracken. And of course the bracken's changed of course with the season, so it's giving you a nice kind of burnt orange look. And we've got the uniform look of the birch trees, which never change of course. But yeah, it's one of these shots that yeah, it's kind of just a basic shot really. You'll see what I mean when I take the back of the camera. See what you think. So we've looking at the back of the camera here, predominantly in the foreground is the bracken looking really bright orange, and my histogram is pretty much centered where I want it. I'm at ISO 250, it is quite low light I'm in just now. F8, which is pretty much getting it almost all sharp in the foreground, and 1/4 of a second for shutter speed, because there's not much movement. So I'm just going to move it about just now and just yeah, just try to get more foreground in, just kind of balancing out the image. Now we see there's the bracken is moving slightly. It is seems to be a bit of wind catching that, but I still think 1.4 seconds, it might just die down the wind, and I'll just wait for that I think. So let's see how this fares. So yeah, I'm just going to set up. This is the composition I'm looking at. I quite like it. I do like the clash. I'm going to call this autumnal clash. I think I'll call it. So I'll name the image, because both are actually kind of clashing with each other as regards to colours. I'm just going to focus on the bracken and get that nice and focus there. It's kind of, I mean, there's not much editing to when you do these images with autumnal colours. You find just a little bit of touch of saturation does it. You do want to go over score with saturation. So I'm focused on this as the first shot, and what I'm going to do is probably take just 2 shots. For the first one for the stack is for the foreground, and the second one is for the background. Let's see how it fares. So unfortunately the next shot you won't be able to see me setting up the camera and working out the composition. The camera that was filming, battery was basically dead the time I got to the top of this hill. Anyway, the next shot, probably the shot of the day. I hope you enjoy it, guys, and I'll talk you through on the back of the camera, on the recording screen at least. So this composition's oak, and it looks like an ash tree in the back there, and we're going to set up the first shot where I'm going to focus on the oak tree. A lovely bit of lichen on the side of that tree there, and this is quite a nice autumnal shot because it's getting a lot of colours through it. Now I'm just going to focus on the lichen on that and take the first shot. So it's going to be a 2 stack. Now I'm just going to focus on the the ash tree, and get that to this. That'll be the second stack. And eventually, what I'm going to do when I get home is merge these 2 images together. Everything else, you don't have to do anything. This is pretty much a straightforward shot. Let's try to get the 2 images in, 2 trees in focus, and everything else will take care of itself regards to the colours, as you can see with this shot here. Guys, thanks again for following the channel. For people that subscribed to the channel lately, thank you, really appreciate that. And guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Really appreciate your coming back every week to see how I get on, my crazy capers of landscape photography, or in this case woodland photography. So anyway, see you next week. Cheery bye.